Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from the Singapore FinTech Festival, and joining me for this segment, we have Paul Harapin. He's head of APAC and Japan at Stripe. We're here to discuss demystifying the complexity of cross-border commerce in Asia. Paul, it is great to have you with us. Welcome to TradeTalks.
Thank you, Jill. It's great to be here.
All right, you got it. Tell us about Stripe. Tell us about your role within this ecosystem.
So my role is Chief Revenue Officer for Stripe in Asia Pacific Japan. So I have responsibility for our customers, growing revenue and making sure our customers are happy and growing their revenue as well.
Yeah. So what are some of the cross-border opportunities for APAC businesses? Because it feels as if this region in particular really has leveraged cross-border payments.
Absolutely, not just within Asia, but also globally. We're also seeing that many American and European companies are coming into Asia, either directly or they're operating from their countries and accessing Asian consumers. So Stripe's role really is to help our customers access the markets that they wish to. And we do that by effectively building an economic operating system that removes the complexity of the financial ecosystem, providing financial infrastructure to those companies, whether they want to sell locally or expand globally, and they can do that in a really simple manner.
And of course, we can't escape a conversation without discussing the role of AI. And at the end of the day, what about monetizing it, right? We're talking about AI, yep. We're looking for problems to solve, but then monetizing it at the end of the day. How should businesses be thinking about this?
I think they can think of it in a couple of ways. A really obvious one is, how do we manage fraud? Mm-hmm. And with Stripe, because we have millions of businesses with billions of transactions, we have more than 1 trillion data points. So think of managing language and LLMs. We're doing something similar for the financial transactions. So monitoring what looks normal, what doesn't look normal, trying to get ahead of fraudsters, card testing attacks, etc. So by being able to pinpoint that much faster and automate a resolution, we prevent fraud hitting our customers, which reduces any of their potential losses. They're already very low, less than 0.1% because of Stripe's Radar AI-based machine learning fraud product. The other area that we're really looking into is, how do we maximize revenue at the checkout end? So leveraging AI to provide the right payment method for the right consumer purchasing a particular product. So if you are buying a $10 item, you may get a credit card or a local payment method like Pay Now. If you're looking at a couch, you may get a buy now, pay later, like a Tomy or Afterpay, etc. And being able to automate that, we've seen increases conversion and basket size, all of which addresses revenue growth for our customers.
Yeah, which is interesting because AI is nothing new. At the end of the day, it just seems as if Gen AI has entered the consumer vernacular based over the past 2 years, essentially. Actually, exactly 2 years, November 2022. But Stripe has been leveraging these types of technologies for quite some time. It's more part of this story because the consumer is more aware of it now.
Exactly. We've been leveraging it almost since the beginning of our company. Mm-hmm. But what's happened is the technology itself has come further. And because those models are growing and our ability to leverage innovative technology, we're able to add that to the portfolio of what we're doing. So not just fraud and looking at machine learning and AI to manage that, but also how we help at the front end. And so I think that will continue to evolve significantly, all of which is reduce costs and increase revenue for customers. And we're seeing significant outcomes there. Right. But it's still early days.
Well, I mean, of course, and data begets data, which begets more products. So, I mean, this conversation could look very different even 12 to 18 months from now.
Well, last year we processed over $1 trillion in US in transactions. This year we continue to grow, and so you can imagine the volume of data that we will build on really allows you to get sharp on learning what's the right thing for a number of outcomes for our customers.
All right, Paul, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me from the Singapore FinTech Festival. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.